Sure.
I should be live now.
All right, yeah, I see you live. Just give me a second.
Yep.
I'm actually going to try to switch headset and see if this is going to be better. 1 second.
Okay.
If you want to just get the game to a place where there's some gameplay and explosions and stuff like that,
yes.
that way we can compare the exploding noises to your voice.
And let me put in a brand new recharge batteries.
Yeah, smart. You don't want the same thing to happen to you that happened to the Hades runner yesterday.
Oh, do they have any batteries on them?
Oh, yes, close by. But the batteries died right when they're standing in a pool of lava.
Oh, no.
The Hydra bus.
Oh.
No, they managed to pause it with their keyboard, but
That's crazy.
but they. All right, just one moment. I'll be back.
Yep.
Well. You really do have the guts to take me on for real. Now I get to take back what's rightfully mine.
Why is it showing our names on the stream? There's a way to remove that.
They're so.
I don't know how to remove this. I have to wait till you come back then.
Hello, testing.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, is this any better, mic-wise, or about the same?
It's just slightly less, but it's still good and clear. For some reason, it's showing our Discord names on the left side of my screen.
Yeah, Discord pushed an update that then activated that on its own. So if you go in your settings,
okay,
and you search for like on the left bar, you should see Game Overlay.
Yep. And then
you can just disable that.
Which one? Enable overlay.
Just disable, like make sure that enable overlay and enable legacy overlay are both little X's instead of a blue check mark.
Got it. Okay. Okay. That seems to have self-corrected. Right. You need to see more explosions and stuff?
Yes, I would love to.
All right, spoiler alert, this is the final boss.
That's all right. I'm gonna see it later anyways.
wow, I didn't die.
For some reason, the stream is really choppy.
Yeah, that's what sometimes happens, and on my end, it shows that it says the bit rate's excellent. You know
Yeah.
what? It's OBS sometimes does. Sometimes it happens on YouTube. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens on YouTube. Sometimes it happens on Twitch. Sometimes it's both. Sometimes it's neither. It's not my internet connection because I've checked that a bajillion times. All right, that should.
Yeah, it's absolutely smoother now.
Yeah. And all it does for my end is, or all it takes for me is to just restart my entire stream and it self-corrects. It's weird.
Yeah, that's. The only thing I'm going to ask is if it is possible to boost up your own mic.
Am I not loud enough?
And not in the stream, and myself as well.
Okay, so I'll have to turn this up, and then I'll have to turn the game volume down a little bit.
Yeah, that's as long as we get a good balance.
Yeah, and the best way to test the volume is the final boss.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay. I could probably speak up a little bit myself too. So you'll have to let me know if this is better. Particularly,
definitely sounds better on for you. Let's see how I sound when I hear myself.
Do I need to turn you up in Discord? Does that matter?
No, it should. Hold on, testing 1 2 1 2. Hello. Oh yeah, no, I sound pretty good. I sound pretty good.
You always sound great.
But yeah, I think it should be okay. And worst comes worst, if I find that I'm too loud, I can always turn myself down on my end.
Okay. And then now we have with game volume.
Yeah, testing. Hello. There's explosions. You're fighting a big dude.
Dodging. Oh, I jinxed myself. I said dodging everything, and then I get slapped.
Actually, you could probably turn me down just a little bit.
So that would just again be just through Discord.
Yeah, whatever way you boosted me.
Okay, let's see how that sounds.
All right, testing 1 2. Hello. Explosions. Big hand smash.
Laser beams.
I think that sounds pretty good. Just making sure. So this full screen is displayed on your thing right now.
It's
we got
it's in windowed mode, but I'm gonna change it to. Well, I might as well do it now. But yes, it's full screen.
Okay. You are gonna change it to full screen, you said?
I just did. Yeah.
Okay, then we'll change our cropping to make sure to just give the full thing.
Yep.
So everything sounds good on our end. We still get about 6 minutes before we start, so
okay.
Perfect time for a bathroom break and stuff.
Yep, about to do that. All right, we're gonna start in about 5 minutes. Okay. Oh, did you grab the iPad? No, Miss Athena. raise some money for some other people. So what that means, though, is we can't have the TV down here because I have to talk through my microphone so other people can hear. So what you can do is, if you want, you can watch the iPad, but you'll need to watch it upstairs. It's okay.
Okay, I'll watch IVN. So I want to watch IVN Levi Halloween on the iPad.
Okay. So if you need anything, you let Grandma know, okay? Are you gonna go in your bedroom to watch this?
Yeah. So what are you going to do while you're playing with Dad?
Oh, I'm not playing with Daddy. I'm going upstairs.
So it'll play in just a moment.
And it's gonna last what, an hour?
Hour 15?
So
You're done about
11:30.
11:30, give or take. Water break. Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
All right, let me change the stream screen so y'all can see that.
The negotiations went well back there.
Yes. Yeah, little one has to stay entertained somehow without interruption.
Yeah.
Do you have any rubbing alcohol anywhere?
I don't think so. Okay, game screen on.
I'll actually drag us over to the live audio channel,
Okay.
so nobody interrupts us. So I am pulling double duty as coordination and hosting this morning.
Oh,
So
lucky
I may
guy.
not always be available to. If you're asking for donations, I may have to. But I will read them as they come in, or I'll ask them if it's a good time to read.
Okay.
But I'll be at my computer as long as I can.
Okay. Works for me.
All right, so it looks like we're about ready to go. So if you want to get that game back up, and I'll just ask that we stay quiet in the audio channel.
Yep.
And then I'll do an intro, and then you can take it away.
Absolutely.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Game Over Cancer, Day 6. And we're going to start this off with Cookie Cutter being run by Eternal Red Gamer. I almost said Cookie Clicker. That would have been the wrong game, but take it away.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the intro. I am Eternal Red Gamer. I am happy to present Cookie Cutter. This is a game I've been wanting to show off for some time. It is a great Metroidvania action game. Very eye-popping as far as its stylistic gameplay, action, and kind of mature content as far as violence is concerned. I'm currently the world record holder for the any percent category, which is what we're going to stream today, and also 100%. So I hope you guys enjoy the game. We will start it off. This is my third time playing a game for a GOC, so thank you guys for having me again. Let's see. So we're going to start here. So we're going to do our countdown. So that'll be 3, 2, 1, go. So I'll try to do my best to this because this is the first time I'm commentating on my own. We'll kind of get through the storyline as we go. So pretty much the way the game pans out in the beginnings, there's about 3 minutes of storyline dialogue. You have the emptiness of the void, which is created by matter, and then also the mega structure was built. So the mega structure is pretty much this world's planet, if you may. And then we had lifespan on the planet, and they didn't know what was kind of happening. So right now we're playing as Cherry. She got a little beat up, as we're going to see a little bit more of right here. Just going to skip through a lot of context. So the woman that's being captured right there, that's Shinji. She is the main character's creator, or Cherry's creator. The man that was holding her captive is Salem Garbanzo. He is I believe, the son of Victor Garbanzos. So there's going to be a lot of storyline that kind of gets blended in between. So I'll get back to some of that in a minute. So that was Raz. He's actually a mechanic, and he actually helped put us back together. So he asked us to go get his backpack, to get some materials for him. He will actually help us upgrade some weapons and items throughout the game. So right now we're going through the hidden diner corridors. So there's little basic gameplay. The game kind of gives you a little self-tutorial in this underground level right here. So we're just going to beat up some of these Denzel enemies right here. And in classic Metroidvania style, you're going to have hidden chests, objects, or other items and abilities along the way. So here we're going to get our first item, which is the gauntlet. This allows you to use your void meter, which is underneath the health on the bottom left, to actually have a heavier power attack. This little section right here actually tells you how to parry and kind of gives you a little bit of basic gameplay. And the majority of this run is actually going to be parrying a lot of enemies, because it is actually much faster to parry enemies than attack them or kill them. So this kind of gives you a basic run on how to do that. Regina right there is your friendly conscience. Whoop, gotta go forward here. So she ends up giving you hints and help along the way. She doesn't actually do anything physically for the character there. So more tutorial stuff here about voids. These little orbs right here actually fill up your void meter, which is what allows you to do different attacks. So what you'll see as far as movement is concerned, sliding is faster than walking, because there's no, you're walking / running in the game. And then sliding and then dashing is faster than just sliding by itself. And then later when we get the air dash ability, that'll be faster as far as movement is concerned there. So we gave Raz his backpack. He gives us the hidden diner key, which allows us to progress through one of 2 level areas. You can either go left or right. For progression's sake, we actually end up going left. And for some reason, when you try to open the door the first time, it doesn't open. So you have to open it a second time. So this area right here is going to be the Denzel factory. So the way the storyline actually... Why'd you hit me? All right, hold on. Hopefully, please don't hit me again. Oh, wait. Okay, cool. So we actually will skip the elevator going back up, because we're going to shortcut our way here. The Denzel factory is a factory, and Denzels are these metallic robot creatures that you'll see throughout the game. So part of the storyline is Victor Garbanzos end up going into the heart of the megastructure to try to search for anything that was going to be of power or use to him. And what he ended up discovering after disappearing for several years is he found the ability to not only just create, but to also manufacture with incredible strength and power. Oops, open this. So everything that you see is pretty much going to be built there. And throughout his discovery, he promised those that were not loyal, what's the word I'm looking for, that were worthy, that he would actually capture their souls and place them into the metallic Denzels pretty much for everlasting life. But he ended up lying about that, and now all those people are slaves, essentially. So we did a nice little skip there. Oops. So if you are about to get an ability like I just got, which is a void bullet, if you walk off the platform there while pressing up, you actually end up falling off the platform and you continue to move rather than being stationary, which you might see me mess that up a couple times throughout the run. So it's a nice little exploit I found that, oh, go down. That saves a few seconds here and there. So the void bullet we just got allows us to spit fire out of our mouth, and it costs 30 void to do. But it does a pretty good amount of damage. So you're gonna see that right here. I'm gonna smack him with a void bullet, hit him with the gauntlet, and that's gonna insta-kill that one Denzel. And if you end up parrying an enemy and then doing what's called a brutalization attack, which is these crazy awesome animations that you see for a finishing kill, you end up getting health and void orbs and also money too. So parrying has a very essential value as far as recovering health and void. So you're gonna also see me going down slopes. You're gonna see me jump rather than walk down them, because jumping downward slopes rather than walking is faster. So that's the save point on the right side. That's a teleporter on the left side. We're gonna activate that teleporter because we're gonna shortcut our way back to that area in a little bit. Oh, I missed. Ah, darn. Okay, so I messed up there, ended up missing that middle one. So we're gonna have to spend an extra, I don't know, 10 seconds. They die in one hit though, so not worried about that. So I'm just gonna parry some of these. I'm gonna drop down, get my revenge on him. What's great about this game is it's very well animated and it's very smooth. You'll see some hiccups in a couple areas, but overall it's a pretty amazing game to watch and look at. This is also the Overkill Edition, which is the big patch update for this game. It didn't launch on Switch at first, so during the Switch release about a couple months ago, they had this huge patch that had a lot of crazy stuff attached to it. There is a lot of voice dialogue, but when the Overkill Edition came out, they had everything fully voiced, which is awesome. And then a lot of the visuals in the backgrounds were updated. Some new animations were added. Some dialogue was added as far as like when you're getting hit by enemies or killing enemies, which is great. So we're going to do some quick kills on a couple of these enemies here in hopes that I can get through these challenge rooms as quickly as possible. There are a whole bunch of challenge rooms throughout the game. And sometimes it gets a little difficult when you end up trying to focus on parrying or attacking one enemy and then you get attacked by multiple enemies at once. Oh, I was able to parry that one too. Nice. So I'm going to do this little trick. I'm going to lead this one over here. I'm going to slap all these ones over here, get this one here, and then try to insta-kill, which it didn't work. So I'll just smack around a couple of these Denzels here. So that was an extra 3 seconds. That's actually a pretty good fight right there overall, but it could have been slightly better. Oops. So you've probably noticed that I'm skipping every single save point I've run across so far, because there's going to be multiple times in the run where I'm skipping save points to do a death warp, which will be faster than actually routing yourself back or running all the way back to certain areas. So at the very beginning here, I'm skipping all these save points because I'm going to want to go back to the hidden diner. Oh, go down, please. So I'm going to jump here. It's a little bit faster than walking. I'm going to actually take intentional damage here by these traps. So there's multiple types of traps in the game. The lightning trap, as well as most of the other traps, do 30 damage, which is a lot considering you only have 100 HP at the very beginning. And I'm going to drop down here and hope to line this guy up with him so I can do this. Ah, I missed. So the goal is to try to angle both of them there at the same time to kill them simultaneously, which didn't happen. All right, well that didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. And if you're close enough when actually doing a brutalization, enemies end up getting popped into the air. So I'm going to hit that one from away so I don't get hit by this guy. Some of these challenge rooms can be pretty annoying because certain enemies, and like these squids, end up doing a fair amount of damage to you. Okay, that one actually turned out really nicely. I did it in the wrong order. Darn it. I need 30. Okay, so now I have enough void to kill this guy, and then I'm going to run away from this guy so I don't get double hit. When you first play this game, it gets very difficult in some of these challenge rooms because parrying is essential for quicker kills and refilling your void and health. But you have different parry timing for different enemies, and that's what kind of adds to the flair and the challenge of the game, which is nice. So we're going to go up here. We're going to watch out for this fire hazard as well as this electrical hazard, and we're going to get our next ability. So we're going to talk to Althea here, but we're not going to talk to her very long because if we choose not to ask for her help, she just says, okay, bye. So see, I was able to walk off the platform here, so I don't have to actually stay stationary. Now we have the double jump ability, which is pretty much what you will hope to get very early in a lot of Metroidvania games. Easier platforming. I'm still going to skip these save points, and you'll see probably within the next 5 minutes why. Oh, wrong way. Yep, and then I got hit by that trap. So in order to heal, you have a self-healing ability. So you hold down to use void to increase your health, which is actually pretty important. So you don't have to rely on specifically finding health orbs. Okay, I'm still going to do this. So I'm going to potentially take damage here and hope that I can get over. Nope. So normally I would take 60 damage there anyway. It just was a little slower. So I'm going to hope that in the next section I actually don't lose any health. Because because of the way the speedrun works, if I die, I get sent to the very beginning of the game in the hidden diner. Nice. I should probably... No, not ooh, okay. So there's also hidden areas. So there's a hidden area up here. We're actually going to get our first energy cell. We're not going to get very many of these. I think we're only going to get 2 in the run. Energy cells allows you to attach more combat abilities. I'm sorry, not combat abilities. Things that can improve your combat, improve your health, improve your void. So there's different item gains and pickups that you'll do. Some allow you to do more damage. Some allow you to hold more weapons. Okay, I'm going to probably have to heal if I don't get... Okay. So restand. I'm changing up here a little bit. I'm going to kill this guy first. And then I'm going to use Void and a Gauntlet to kill them. But it doesn't kill them right away because they're not high enough off the ground. Oh, I wanted to hit the squid. Darn. This room is so bad. I did so bad early on and messed everything up. So now I'm probably spending an extra 30 seconds killing everybody. Wow. I'm gonna have to make this up elsewhere. Okay. Okay. This is a really bad room. It's not gonna kill my run necessarily. All right. Like this was very unimpressive. All right. Nope. I need to save my void. Oh, yeah, you got to see that brutalization. Normally you would never see it. Oh, that was so bad. I am so upset about. Oh, no, 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 no. All right, we're gonna come across our first mini boss right now. Oh, they also added new intro animations for all bosses and mini bosses in the Overkill edition, which is super nice. So I'm going to take intentional damage. Oh, 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 oh. All right, hold on. Hold on. Wow. That is unfortunate. So I have to make my way all the way back, which is going to add another few minutes. So unfortunately, we're not going to world record today. That was what I was aiming for. So now you get to see a little bit more of the area again. I ended up hitting the switch by parrying him on accident. I'm so upset at myself right now because that is an egregious error at the beginning of the run. So you already end up hitting a couple of these switches, so we're able to do this. No, there's no additional shortcut here. We have double jump, but that's it.
You're just giving people a chance and more time in order to make donations to put
Exactly.
to put those donations towards the incentives for the next game of Dicey Dungeons to pick who will be played in the last.
You know what? You're absolutely right. Do we have any good morning donations yet?
In the final, not as of yet. No.
Okay. You know what? I just thought I could have just teleported right there, and I would have been fine. Normally, I just reset if that happens on a run, so I didn't think about that. Nope. Okay. Oh, we have to wait for this elevator. All right, so I guess I'll dive into a little bit more of the story. So I had said earlier that Victor Garbanzos ended up going into the megastructure, coming back, and he ended up creating a whole bunch of this stuff. So what he ended up doing was he ended up, I'm still going to take this right here, falsifying his claim that people would be able to, well, hold on, I'm going to heal here because it's 30 damage every time you hit a trap. He ended up lying to the people, so all these Denzels that you see are humans that actually had their souls taken, and now he essentially is, oh, let me see if I can get this. Got it. Turned them into robot slaves for the most part. So some of them still have their own like minds, as you'll see in some of the storylines later, but most of them are being controlled, and there's nothing that they can do about it. And what ended up happening is he used the Denzels to build the Golden Tower, which is essentially the fortress and the gatekeeper for all this big human technology. All right, hold on. I'm going to heal to 100 because I don't want to take any chances. Mudbot. No, I'm the one that's pissed off, not you. Oh, come on. Come on. All right, I'm just going to not take damage here. I don't want to mess that up. So you get a nice brutalization kill there, and we're going to pick up this item, which is the LD visor. The LED visor. The visor we're going to give to somebody else a little bit later. We're going to jump over this, and the reason why I take intentional damage from the Mudbot is because I can actually die within 3 hits rather than 4, which is why you got to get your health lower, but it has to be low enough because when you kill the Mudbot, you end up getting health for beating him. So actually, I'm gonna go to Raz here. Nope, I don't want to talk to you.
You got it.
I want to buy the upgrade. So the upgrade that we bought is the ass kicker. We're gonna load that as well as the other weapon there. I don't even remember what it's called. It's escaping me. Ass kicker does a little bit more damage, so instead of doing like 2 damage, we do 3 damage to all of our general attacks. Oh, double tap was the other item. Double tap allows you to do uppercuts off the ground for combos, and allows you to do double uppercuts in the combo too. All right, so we're now in the bloody den. So you're gonna see these squid-like creatures that are actually kind of bugs that will infest humans or other creatures, and then they end up turning into the squids themselves. So that's interesting in the sense that when you follow the storyline, it has some really good story beats. There's new traps in this area, so you're going to see these saws, and then there's going to be one point later where you're going to see a laser beam. So this is going to be the first save point that I truly am going to hit. We're going to have another challenge room here, so I'm going to try to smack this guy over here. Yep. So quick kill on 4 enemies right there. So I have full void here, so I'm actually going to hit this guy and kill those 2 at the same time. Brutalize a few of these enemies. Get my void back up. I got smacked around again. Another thing they added in the Overkill edition is when you get hit, cherry flashes white 4-hair invulnerability. That was not in the original base game. So we're going to brutalize those enemies for a quicker kill. So to the right is an item that we're not going to get, but there's a Battletoads reference in there, which is awesome. We're going to make our way, dodge buzzsaws along the way. I'm gonna get this chest. There's 3 different types of chests in this game. There's yellow, red, and blue chests. Yellow chests will have your currency, which is bits. I'm gonna skip that. Red chests is where you're gonna get your, dang it, either items, abilities, or energy cells and such. Those flying crates right there actually give you monies as well. And then there's blue chests. Blue chests will give you physical items that you can use to upgrade certain equipment or trade later in the game to Senior Rob. Let's see. So I'm gonna try to dodge that little bug spike. So we have another challenge room here. So very recently I actually found a better way to get through this room. And that wasn't it. I gotta make sure I have enough void though. I need 65, which is what I have. So these fun guys, I can do a void bullet twice, followed by a kick, and I instantly drop their health down where I can brutalize them. And when you have an enemy's health down, probably in the last 15-ish%, that's when you can brutalize them. Also, something I haven't really touched on, you'll see a lot of the enemies have a yellow bar below their health bar. That's the grip meter. So if you end up doing certain attacks, which is mainly parries, and you get their grip low enough, you will instantly be able to brutalize them. So this is Papa. You're going to give him the LED visors so now he can see. Longer story short, he tells you a little bit about where you're at, and then he says, okay, I'm going to give you this secret room, which is going to access the Void Hand. Void Hand's actually a really cool ability where you can actually move these void balls, and then there's this purple magenta aura that wraps around you, and you'll see a fist that kind of comes out of that. So when you use that to hit enemies, they will be knocked in whatever direction you are actually aiming. So it's a really useful get off me tool that comes in handy in a lot of different areas. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the best upgrade in the entire game. That's Toshiba. He actually turns into these squids. He says that somebody is eating his brain. I meant to take intentional damage. So I see I can kind of smack him out of the way. So we're going to take this ball here, and this is used to solve certain puzzles. We're going to knock that up there, which is going to allow a platform to come down. And we're going to go up here to get this red chest, and inside the red chest is an upgrade called Suck Me Dry. So what it allows you to do is when you parry enemies, you actually remove double the grip, so it's easier to brutalize them after a parry. Okay, hold on. 20 more damage. So we're going to take our second death warp back to this area because it's quicker again than moving around. So we're going to go up here, and now that we have the Void Hand, we can move this ball over here to progress. Do some more dodge sliding. Yep, so we're going to hit this save right here, and we're going to hit this teleporter. And also in the teleporters, I failed to mention this earlier, is where you can upgrade and equip any abilities. Oh, come on. I messed that up. So the reason why I ended up picking up 2 energy cells earlier is exactly for the reason that you just saw. I'm able to equip the double tap ability, I'm able to equip the Suck Me Dry ability, and then also the Ass Kicker ability. So now I have 3 abilities that I use throughout the entirety of the game. You're not going to see any more. So I'm taking intentional damage here because the next room is going to be another death warp. Alright, I'm going to dodge that. So you got to actually puzzle your way to hit this block up here, which is going to give you the air dash ability. So, whoops, please go down. So I'm going to try to do this, and then I intentionally take damage here. and I'm going to death warp again by this laser beam. So what was interesting is Overkill Edition, when you died in that room or a couple adjacent rooms, it wrong warped you to a different area, which I'm going to show you in a second. So it was a little exploit that I found for speedrunning purposes, and it actually death warped you, wrong warped you to this specific room here. But in the recent patch, they fixed that, so I have to actually walk my way around. So this is the Lost Guardian. He has a couple different sword attacks. Very Doom-inspired, if I don't say so myself. And because I now have the Suck Me Dry ability, it took me half the amount of parries that it normally would take. So I did it in 2 parries. Normally it would take me 4. Because typically a parry will remove up to 200 grit on bosses after the Suck Me Dry ability. All right, so we're now in the ET Foundry. The ET Foundry is pretty much where all the trash and the junk goes. So now you'll get a second taste of the laser beams here. Laser beams also do 25 damage instead of the typical 30 damage you normally would see from traps. You're going to see red squids, and red squids are probably the worst normal enemy in the game because they're a lot faster and they do a heck of a lot of damage, especially when they throw these blood balls at you. All right, I'm going to save right here because in practicing yesterday and today, I died way too many times in this upcoming challenge room, and I don't want to restart like what happened at the very beginning of the game. So we're going to air dash. Nope. Ooh, nice. So the air dash ability is upon probably the first 30% of the startup, you're completely invulnerable. So you're able to actually pass through enemies, not walls, laser beams, and pretty much any type of attack. So we're going to maneuver our way up through the foundry here. We're going to actually double jump, air dash. We're going to air dash through the laser beam. And we're going to do the same thing here. So this is, in my opinion, the worst challenge room in the whole run. Yeah, you throw a screwdriver in his face, which is pretty hilarious. And it's mainly because of these red squids. So I'm going to try to... So those death balls, those blood balls, do a lot of damage. And right now, they are not playing fair. Oh, I'm going to hit. I'm not going to get hit. I'm going out of my way to dodge them because what ends up happening is in this particular room, I'm going to have to go back and kill him later. In this particular room, you can get comboed, and if you get knocked... there we go. If you get knocked in the air, or let me say knocked down while in the air, you can't move, as you just saw there. What ends up happening is sometimes you end up getting comboed. I'm probably going to die here. Now I'm in a lot of trouble because everybody's chasing me. One gauntlet hit will take your... Oh, man. Okay. Wow, the 2 challenge rooms in the game really got me going. Okay, that should be enough. Woo! I would have died instantly. They all threw those at the same time. Right. Come on. So this is why Void Hand is incredibly useful, because it is the ultimate get-off-me tool. And then if you're able to uppercut or knock the enemies in the air, they are stunned. Woo! I can't believe I survived that, to be honest. I thought I was going to die twice there. We're going to hit the save points. We're going to go down here. We're going to activate this teleporter, but we're not going to use it right now. That is a headless Denzel. You're going to see him in a little bit. So we're going to go to this boss, which I don't know how it's pronounced. Articutor. Nobody knows. It's too weird of a name. So it's essentially a giant mechanical trash compactor. And it is not the most annoying boss. I would say it's the second most annoying boss. So we're actually, this is the only time you're going to see this. We're going to quit out and then go back in, because when you do that, you get all your void and health back. And for the strat that I use for this, it's required. So at the beginning, I throw out 3 void bullets, because the beginning of this is exactly the same. And it's going to be a laser beam. I'm going to eat a hit here. I'm going to throw a couple blasts, and And then after that, everything is RNG, random. But if I end up hitting this boss, as you see, it's not doing anything. Ooh, I took major damage there. Okay, come back left, please. Oh, bye. There's nothing I can do. This is the RNG factor. Oh my gosh. I need you to come back. Okay, I'm gonna take this hit. That's fine. 124 health. Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm dead. Oh, I'm alive. Don't hit it. Don't hit. Oh, I'm still alive. Wow. Oh, please don't hit me. Please don't hit me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Woo. This is a make or break fight. That was so bad of a fight. That was definitely not good. But we made it. Ooh-wee. Okay, so at the very beginning of the game, you ran into Salem, but you didn't know who he was. So that's the first time he actually introduces himself to you. And pretty much tells you, hey, I can see you. I know where you're at.
You have just
And Cherry's just like, give me Shinji back. And he's like, yeah, no, she's fine with me. So the ability we just got is Ground Zero. Ground Zero is an attack that has to be done in the air, and it's pretty much a ground pound. Takes 25 void, and also breaks the red X platforms that you just saw there. So it's a nice little ability there. So we're just gonna speed up along here, hit the save point. So this is actually really fun to do, is you can actually hit one and then immediately go into the next one, and you just go all the way down. Again, those pink orbs actually refill your void. I think it's 80. I don't remember how many. You know what? I can't die here, because otherwise I have to go back up. Got to watch out for this little bugger. And then, whoop. Oh, no way you just did that. Wow. Normally those flying bugs don't spit out anything until after they like see your movement. Whoop. And that one just spit it out already. Like this one, like that one, see it, that one waited. That one decided not to wait at all, which was unfair. What was that, my third death? It's not fair. Okay. So we're going to warp to the Denzel factory again, because this is how we're going to progress through the game now that we have the Ground Zero ability. We're not worried about not hitting saves right now. So we're going to retread our steps. And then now that we have an air dash ability, we're going to kind of go through that. Instead of going right, we're going to go left here. This is the first time, and probably the only time, you're really going to see the blood room. I call it the blood room. So it has a little number next to what looks like a little meter right there. So you put X amount of enemies. Typically it's 4. I think they're all 4. Oh, hold on. And then once you meet the requirement of blood, it will open up a gate, which typically is a chest or an item of some kind. And then we're gonna Ground Zero here, hit this switch, and now we're gonna go into the new area, which is Pneuma Chambers. Pneuma Chambers has a gas trap. So this is gonna be an additional 30 damage if you end up touching the gas. And this is the second biggest area in the game. So it's actually a pretty fun area in my opinion, because you see a few different new enemies. So these treasure chest looking things with these big ball sacks underneath are storing all this gas. And so it actually is pretty devastating if you get caught up with one of those. You're going to have these other soldiers that can generate Denzels out of thin air. And these are the gases I was talking about. So we're going to have to maneuver around them. It's a little RNG dependent, because sometimes the gas is random and then sometimes it's not. So some of them are predictable. And so we're going to go into the first world challenge room. So I'm going to use my Void Hand and my Ground Zero ability that I just acquired to try to get some quick kills. I missed this guy. So we're just going to smack them all over here in the corner, use Ground Zero, and do a crazy amount of damage. Now, hitting them with this Void Hand does do damage, but it's extremely small. And this is what ends up happening if you end up getting caught in that. Oh, whoop. So even though I'm doing the Ground Zero attack, I can still take damage during its animation, which is not fun. Please don't hit me. Oh, okay. I was able to instantly roll out of that. Oh, I'm glad. I'm so happy you end up. Oh, whoa. No. I was shocked that I did not get killed by the gas, and then the other enemy ended up warping or getting summoned, and then I instantly died. Sure, I'll just show you.
Take this time for a quick.
Oh yes, go ahead. Let's go.
We received a $5 donation from Game Time Podcast. It's saying $5 reduce for beating a boss with $5. Game Time.
Game Time, thank you very much, my friend. All right, so we're not going to be able to get that one.
Time if you it's just my computer like it turns off all my screens.
That's weird.
And I guess it still kept me chatting with you, so I apologize for that.
That's okay. Yeah, I cut out a little bit there. But Game Time, thank you for the donation. Much appreciated. Ooh, I can't believe I am this rusty this morning. I think we have 4 unintentional deaths right now. All right, so we're going to make our way through here. Oh, I did land on it. We're going to do a little bit of dodging here. Ground 0, and then we're going to maneuver. Oh, of course. So that's part of the RNG. Sometimes they will attack you early, sometimes they won't. Let's see if I... Oh, okay, I didn't make it through that one. You can near perfectly slide through that. And then we're going to kind of shortcut away. Oh, I'm just going to wait. Yep. Save points. We're going to skip a lot of this. You're not going to see much of the areas in this game, but because it's a Metroidvania, there's a lot of exploring to do. Actually, I don't need that chest up there. And it's a lot of fun to explore. You know, you find hidden areas, you're looking for secrets. There are quite a bit of cameo appearances and some special surprises. I think in the new update, they included a Super Mario Brothers little cameo, sir, which was pretty funny. I don't remember that being in the original game. Oh, I missed him. Do I want to heal? Yeah, I'm up. They can go off screen right there. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, let me. Okay. There's a save point right here. Another interesting thing in the Overkill edition is they redid some of the mapping. So that safe room that was just there, you could see the top part of that and the bottom part of that in one screen, but they ended up separating it, probably to some more visual effects. And I like how in some of the areas, like in that room, you get to see Cherry up close and personal, and the screen just super zooms in. All right, another save. So here's the top half of that room that, you know, is super close up. Very, very few screens do you see this incredible close up, but it's nice when you actually see it. So, a lot of stuff is trapped behind a gate. I don't need to hit that. I just hit that just to show you guys that I can hit it. It's a shortcut that you unlock. This is another room where you used to be able to see the top and bottom. Ooh, I made that nice. Okay. That really doesn't do much besides what you just literally saw it there for, but it does set up for something you'll see in a moment. All right, so we are going to try not to take any damage here. Woo-wee. One hit from a trap and I'm dead. So I'm going to... Oh. Oh. Sorry. So if I... Ooh, I almost hit that. Wow. I'm going to be quiet now. Normally I would take intentional damage if I had 100% health, but I do not. Okay. I'm going to cut under him so I wouldn't get smacked and then also get smacked into the gas, because that would have killed me. All right. So we're just going to kind of maneuver around all these enemies here. What you hear is someone getting caught in the lightning right now. Right, so this one you can go 2 different ways, but it's easier and quicker to go up. Oh, like I said, some of those attacks go off screen, so you just have to always be aware of your surroundings in here. So we're going to hit this switch, get a refill, break this, make our way down here. And there I can take a couple seconds to heal up. You know what? I think I missed my entry. Okay, so a safety precaution is to actually use Void Hand to smack that enemy underneath. Because sometimes you will get hit and just messes everything up. So we're going to open the gate, hit the switch to open this door, and now we have another challenge room, which you're going to see more of these soldier enemies. In a moment, you're going to see a brand new enemy, which I like to call the Fire Moonwalker. All right, we're going to do 2 of the... Oh, I don't have enough to get 2 of these. So nice little moonwalk back. And you literally suck the life out of him to brutalize him. He does shoot out a different array of fire attacks, which are hard to dodge sometimes. All right, so let me see if I can get this first time. Nope. Please hit it. Nice. Okay. You have to stand on that little platform right there in order to open the gate. Oh, you got to see a little bit of what, a quick second of what that would have looked like if I just stood there. All right, so this is one of the other better or best abilities in the game. This is the Void Wave. It pretty much is a long screaming shout from Cherry here that will do 40 damage twice if you have enough enemies in the range or vicinity. And it takes 60 Void to do. Oh, come on. But in a room like this, it is very, very useful. Oh, don't hit the gas. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Get out of there. Okay, I'm going to do this. I don't have enough. So I'm going to knock... Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, that was close. Those springs make it difficult because if you hit them, it just smacks you or an enemy next to the area. I failed to mention this earlier, so this area, there's a lot of poison, and this is where they actually do a lot of their experiments for Denzels and other crazy things. So this is Rob. He actually sells you... Actually, I need to see. I have 2 of these, so I need to buy 4 of these items to do another upgrade, but Rob gives you a Denzel head. You can actually invite him and other characters to the Hidden Diner, where they will actually be there for you, rather than you have to go back through these areas and find them again. So we're actually going to go to EET Foundry again, because that headless Denzel needs a head. Which is why we activated the teleporter here before the boss fight. So he actually gives you the Educator, which is something that is used to extract the electro-titanium, which are a source material, and you'll see in a moment that there are certain walls that look like colorful crystals, and this is the only thing that can break them. So Denzel's were mining the different areas and using this resource right here. So I said Archer was the worst, second worst boss fight in the game. This is the worst and run-killing fight in the game. So you see Garbanzo there holding Shinji and telling Cherry about the Red Sea, which is the first time you actually hear about the Red Sea. I'll go into that in a second. So you actually end up finding 2 of these. So the issue with this is the hammer is an insta-kill, and then the gutter is constantly running away from you, so it's very much a pain. So you're essentially trying to kill both of them at once while dodging gun blasts, which do 40 damage every time, and then, you know, hammer blasts. I'm gonna die. Oh, I stunned him, so he didn't actually shoot the hammer. If I get hit by another laser, I'm dead. Oh my goodness. Getting hit by the hammer is only 10 damage, so it's not a lot. How much health do you have? Okay. Don't hit me. Oh my goodness. How much health do you have? Oh my god. Okay, that's a good one. Oh, he ran away again? Oh my gosh, this is like one of the worst fights. Please don't. No. Okay, no second one. Okay, so here, I'm gonna switch this up. Whoa! This is such a stressful fight. You cannot parry the gunner. You can parry the hammer, but it's a little bit slower during a speed run to parry the hammer. So you're gonna actually get the dickhead hardcore. So this is an item that is necessary to progress into Bastardville, because this is your item to prove that you deserve to go in the area where the rebels are hiding and fighting against Infonet. And you know, I kind of skipped Infonet there. Oh, we need to go here. So Victor Garbanzo, he ended up finding the Red Sea, which is how he was able to come to power. And Infonet is the company that he owned, and that's how they use the technology to essentially enhance all these Denzels, building the Golden Tower. And, oh, wow. Oh, I need this chainsaw, actually. And then taking control. So apologize if I'm mixing up all the storylines. I'm trying to play and commentate at the same time, and it's hard sometimes. So we're going to use the Educator Chainsaw to break this wall here. And this is going to allow us to go to the biggest area in the game, which is the cave pits. The cave pits introduce insta-kill spikes. You know, something that Mega Man definitely does not like. Oop, wrong way. It's actually a really fun area, but a very challenging area for multiple reasons. One, you actually have bigger bugs that squirt bigger things. You have the green squids on top of the red squids. And then, you know, they form more squids. You have red Denzels now that can only be knocked down with a Void Wave. And then you have the poison moss here, which actually does 5 damage per like 1/3 of a second. So that, as you can see, my health is completely going down at a very fast rate. So there's so much happening down here that it's hard to dodge these attacks sometimes. All right, so whoop, speaking of dodging attacks. All right, so ideally what I like to do here is try to get them all bunched up together, so that way I can actually attack them with the Void Wave all at once. The squids are weak to chainsaw attacks. So I'm gonna get them all bunched over here. Do a Void Wave. I'm gonna end up killing all of them. And then you got 2 red squids over here. So I'm gonna, whoop. There we go. So the more damage you end up doing, the more hits you do, the more void you accumulate. So the goal is to try to get them together like this to get enough to do a Void Wave. And one he dodged. Oh my goodness. They both dodged. So now we end up getting into this big armored fire shield. Yep. If you're facing him, he instantly blocks it with the shield. So you can get behind him and attack, or do a void bullet to do more damage. So we're gonna dodge through him and just maneuver our way through here. So here's a bunch of the insta spikes. That's another enemy that you've never seen before. Oop. Ooh. My double jump almost didn't work there. One thing you can do with certain enemies, and that's a mini mudbot, is you can actually use Void Hand and smack them into spikes, and it does an insta-kill. So here's the second part. Well, as you can see, this is the whole map. And you can see that's a very big map. There's 3 different light bulbs that are used to turn on the lights in different parts of the area. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to skip like 8/9 of it. We're going to skip a whole bunch of it, and we're going to work our way through the dark. And there's a whole row of spikes here, so I have to be careful not to mess up my double jumps. There. That's an example of what it would look like. And then we're going to get rid of this bug because he will hit me. And again, if you end up getting knocked down, you will not be able to recover, and you'll just go right into the spikes. Oh, I died. Dang it. I messed up what I wanted to do there because I did it in the wrong order. I actually found a shorter way to get through that very next section. Uh-oh, am I gonna make this? Okay. But I forgot the order I was supposed to do it in, and that's how I died. So we're gonna end up going through this again. We're gonna land. So there's a platform down here, and we can land on it. And then when Cherry does a double jump, she has this like cool boots animation that she does. Okay, I already opened this, so that's fine. Oh, I didn't want to go up here. Shoot. Okay, we'll take that. Again, this is new to me because I've only figured that out actually today. Okay, cool. So we're gonna hit that switch, and we're gonna make our way down. Try not to hit any of the sides. We're gonna hit this save point. We're gonna skip this teleporter for now, and for some reason we are not touching the ground. This is actually one of the cooler bosses. It has a really cool intro scene that unfortunately you're not gonna be able to watch because speedrunning. And because we can do double grip on parries, the Bakasura is really not much of a challenge once you have the parry timing down. Hey, come on. Hit me. Hit me. One more. And a really awesome brutalization animation. And it creates the biggest explosion in the entire game. We're going to skip this cutscene here, and we're going to talk to this very big and strong, burly, half man, half turkey bird. Nobody knows. It gives you the Atomizer, which is a pretty neat weapon that can now unlock these switches, and we're going to actually skip the save point. So it does 15 damage, and that's the only damage that it will do unless you upgrade the weapon. So it's not a get-off-me tool by any means. It's just more of a distance weapon. And you have to hold it for about a second in order to aim it in any direction. And you can aim it in any axis direction as well. So we're going to go up here. Raz is going to say, hey, I can communicate with you now because you're so deep in the caves. And we're going to go up here. We're going to hit this switch. And we're actually going to take another Death Warp, doing 9,999 damage. So now we're going to go back here, because this is the closest point, and we're gonna go back to the hidden diner because we have to go underneath the hidden diner again. So I'm gonna talk to Raz,
hey, kiddo. What's up?
And I'm gonna upgrade my ass kicker, which is why we ended up buying the squid, the slimy bones earlier. We're gonna go left instead of right. You can't get over here without double jump, so you can actually make your way very shortly after getting the double jump, but you need the atomizer to hit this switch. And those little computers that you see throughout the game that I just passed it right there, that gives you more storyline because they're logs throughout the game. And now we've made our way to the diesel factory, the diesel lagoon. So that's a new trap right there. You have these monsters that kind of come out of the ground and attack you when you're near. And these little... I'm going to take this health. These little imp ogres, they do a triple attack, and it does 30 damage every single time. So if you get hit by all 3 attacks, that's 90 health gone in one go. And that is the worst thing to happen to you in a speedrun. So we're going to move our way around these. See. Hit the switch over here. And in addition to this, there's more poison moss and there's more gas. I'm going to risk not hitting the save point at least once and pray for me that I'm able to do it. So we're going to double jump, aim, hit the switch, dash in the air. So you have to ground pound there. There is a ground pound attack, by the way, because that thing will just hit you in midair. All right, I'm going to heal a little bit here. We're going to dodge through some gas. Those little purple things are pretty much, they're pretty much time bombs waiting to go off. Actually, I'm going to heal again. Brutalizing that, ooh, give me my health. Gives you 60. We're going to skip the save point and the teleporter here. We have a challenge room. And we're going to pray that we don't mess any of these up. So even though I got hit right there at the first one, I can still parry the second one and even the third. Oh, wow. And even the third one. But that was good there. So I just have to parry this one. I'm going to switch to the Void Bullet. I'm going to knock these over. And there's going to be a few more that fall. Unfortunately, we have to wait until they explode. Certain enemies won't spawn until after you kill the ones before them. But that's just part of the game. This should go away. Okay, cool. So we're going to fall down here. We're going to take some intentional damage right here because we're going to do another Death Warp. The hardest part is gone. Now I just got to make sure that I'm not stupid and I get hit by this guy. I always forget about him. So we're going to take some more intentional damage here as we wait through here. Oh, I missed this switch. And then now we're going to get the wall slide ability. So this is what it looks like when you don't actually try to run off the edge and skip this animation. We're actually, I saw someone else do that, which was pretty amazing. So just air dash left, jump up, and then kind of shortcut our way back there for a quick kill. And now we're going to make our way to the upper right. And now that we have wall slide is just a wall jump. You have infinite wall jumps. Wall jumps do reset your double jump, but it does not reset your air dash. So if you do an air dash and like this, and then jump on the wall, you can't do that. I just discovered that today during practice. That enemy ends up snapping you in the air. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to take 5 points of damage there. That's fine, just to maneuver my way. And here's a neat little shortcut if I can pull it off. Normally you have to go left and then work your way up and then right, but I skip all of that by doing that. All right, we're going to use the Void Wave to kill the bug producer, the bug plant. Normally you'd have extra enemies and bugs flying around you, but because I got rid of that plant, they don't actually show up. So that's why I ended up destroying it first. And then whoever's going to hit... Ooh. That would have been bad. Now, because the plant ends up producing those bugs and they're not spawned upon the room, you don't actually have to kill them all. Do that. Sometimes they end up showing up afterwards. Oh, no. Oh, this is bad. Hold on. Okay. There's a little bit of an invulnerability immediately after a parry. So I won't get hit immediately after the parry animation. And you cannot air parry. Ooh. Okay. All right, so now I have to wait till this one explodes. We got 3 more. This is a tough challenge room. It's not the most annoying, but it can be. Come on, 2 more. And then a mudbot. Oh, I missed it. Darn. A lot of times if I miss a parry, it's because I did it like a split second early. It's like I'm playing 2K and I just slightly early missed the rim. So we're gonna... Oh, I wanted to dash. You can cancel landings by doing back dashes. Oh, I probably didn't even mention that because you'll never see it. If you dash backwards, it's a backdash. Or if you do a neutral dash, I should say. So we're going to give him the Dickhead Hardcore. It's going to give us entry to Bastardville. Which Bastardville is just an area with a bunch of rebels. There is actually only one enemy, and it's the boss. You can upgrade speaking to a drugged up Sonic is pretty much what it looks like. It looks like the old Sonic pre-update from the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, but worse. And so this is going to be Punani, leader of the rebels. So the issue with this fight is if you end up missing the parry like I did, it sucks. She does quite a bit of different attacks, energy attacks. Her main weapon is scissors. There you go, there's a parry. parry her 4 times. That is an insta-kill. Yep. Well, it's not an insta-kill. It does, I think, 60 damage. And I didn't have enough health to survive it. If I end up missing 1 parry throughout this fight, I end up dying because the flow is just gone. And she has a good amount of health, too. And it's quicker to wait for the extra parries versus whittling her health down. Nope. So that was good RNG. You can just air dash through her or just roll. And it's pretty much just waiting until she parries again. Sometimes I blast her in the face, sometimes I give her a nice kick in the rear end. It's not a terrible fight, it's just, in a speedrun sense, it's really just RNG. Like, I don't know what is a trigger. I don't even know if there is a trigger to try to get her to do her physical attack. It's just real annoying. And then if you miss a parry on top of that and have to wait more, oh, it's the worst. 1 more. And that's the end of the fight, and you give her a nice, good, hard slap to wake her up out of this. So you end up finding out she's a leader of the rebels. She finds out you're a Denzel, and everyone hates Denzels because of what they are, just a bunch of slaves. And you end up teaming up because Salem right there pretty much was like, I can see you, I'm going to kill you. And you guys both want to take down the bad guy. So what she, not allows, what she tells you to do is you go over here to the side, you use the broken elevator to get up to the Golden Tower. And that's how you're going to face off against Garbanzo. Or Salem. So Slingshot is going to be the final ability we pick up. You get this crazy, awesome, ability. Oh, okay. Which pretty much slings you in the air at like so. It does 70, not does, but it has 70 void of a requirement. And it does 100 damage if it connects with an enemy. So it's the most damage in one single attack. It also can be aimed in... Oh, I forgot to change this back. It can be aimed in any direction as well. Sometimes it's a good tool to actually kind of go to an area real quickly. So we're going to go up this broken elevator, just slingshot our way all the way up, and try not to get hit by the spikes. So now we're in the final area. We're getting close to the end of the game, which is the Golden Tower. This is where... the Garbanzo family pretty much have gatekeeped all the fancy technology, and this is where the all the police forces, all the enemies, all the big guns, this is where they're at. And you're actually on the surface of the mega structure. So a lot of the big guns being pulled out in these challenge rooms, and I parried too early. And there's the fire attack I didn't think you'd ever see. This area is a lot of fun. It is fun beating up on very strong enemies. This is my favorite brutalization, and I messed up there. Darn, please do it again. Cherry just screams right in their face. We're going to slingshot this enemy for an instant kill after hitting it with the void. That is an uppercut attack that the Minotaur does that has a fraction of a second different parry timing. And so in the Golden Tower, there's a ton of insta-kill spikes and lasers, like all over the place. Oh, let's hit that save. Now you actually see Minotaurs for the first time outside of like a real boss or level area. So we're gonna actually shortcut our way up here and hope not to, yep, that's what I hope not to do. So now that I got knocked down to the bottom, I'm gonna have to go back left. And please don't fire, please don't fire. Okay, good. Whew. This part of the area can be pretty difficult for casual runs. And then also just first game playthroughs. You got all these enemies just coming at you all at once. Now luckily, as long as you don't get kind of pinballed across each enemy, you're gonna get some invulnerability, but at times you will not have that, and then you'll just end up dying. Right, so another challenge room here, so we're gonna end up killing 2 of these. One at a time, though. Break some vases while you're here. And then we're going to quickly go up here. And we're going to get this attack, scream in his face, and then double jump maneuver so that way it doesn't shoot a different attack. So that's a quick kill there. And then a Minotaur. Oh. Ooh, I got it. Nice. If you go too far to the right and go under the ceiling, the Minotaur won't do the attack and it'll pause. So you have to kind of veer a little bit left. Right, open this door. We're just going to go across here. You're going to see different statues of Salem here. Oh, I missed it. If you get hit by a laser and get smacked into a spike, you're done. It's insta kill. Nothing you can do about it. Just don't get hit. So just gonna air dash through all these lasers, and then you got to go up to progress. So there's two neat things that you'll see in a little bit. One including a new exploit that was not in the previous game's patch, but is in the new patch. And I really hope they don't patch it out. You're going to see a one-on-one with a hammer and hope that I don't get hit with the hammer, because again, that's an insta-kill. The closer you are to the enemy, the slightly different the timing of the parry is. And yes, if you happen to see that quick enough, she did give him the bird. Okay, so slingshot, you can actually hold it for about 3 seconds and then it will auto-release. Oh, we're gonna have to do this. Also, the wall slide ability, outside of allowing you to wall kick or wall jump, it does allow you to slide down the wall. So, oh, I missed the maneuvering, darn it. So that platform takes about 8 seconds to go left and right. So, oh, nope, we missed it again. Hold on. Gotta double jump, grab this. There we go. But since I messed up, it pretty much evened it out. So, whoo-wee. So this is something that's a little weird, but it works. And then we're just gonna make our way here, and you're about to see the new exploit that shouldn't be, but I hope stays. But first, we're gonna slingshot up here to grab this void ball. And then probably one of my favorite things to do with the game is you're gonna slingshot it, and you're gonna pretty much give a nice good fist kick. And then you can actually do that to hit the ball up there for the switch rather than use a regular void and jumping void, because it's very difficult to try to get it up there. Oh, come on. That wasn't cool. So you're going to use slingshot to make your way through. You can't see my face right now because you don't have the camera, but I am in utter shock. So I'm going to go up a little bit because of the wall. Ooh, come on. Okay. So this room, you would normally have to go down and just maneuver around a bunch of spikes, but for some reason the chainsaw can hit switches and it has a reach right there, and we skip that entire section. So this is the last challenge room before the final boss. Oh, up, and here comes the fireball party. Yep. If you stand right in front of him, you will not get hit. So you have to kill 2 of these, and then you have to kill the big head gunner by yourself. So you get hit a couple times, and that's it. So oh, nice. And for some reason, this gunner is easier than the one in the fight where you have to fight both of them at the same time, the gunner and the hammer. Like, he doesn't bounce around and move as much when you're trying to get him and the hammer at the same time. So you get through that fight, more storyline. There are a couple of hidden rooms that kind of add a little, I don't want to say storyline. You get to see a little bit more about Salem. He has a secret room. And then you can see that he was not a good child at all, resents his parents, and pretty much takes over. So this is an opportunity where you can heal, because you're going to go up to the final boss room. So Shinji was an engineer in the Golden Tower and was pretty much part of the process with souls being transferred to Denzel's kind of had a change of heart where she didn't believe that it was right. So what she ended up doing, she ended up stealing the red seed, which is a very powerful device that came out of the Megastructure's core. And then Salem ended up taking a couple of his goons to track her down. And that's where the beginning of the game started. And this is a really cool scene where you see the rebels fighting some soldiers in the background while you have all these enemies to fight in the foreground. So you're here to save Shinji, and then in the next scene that you're going to see right here, she dies. So that's a little warning that you're at the end of the game. The last save point. So she pretty much tells you that she gave you the red seed. The red seed is in your head. And she says you need to fulfill the mission, which throughout this entire game, Cherry doesn't know what her mission is. All right. This is the final boss, so time's going to stop once I get the parrying down to 0. So underhand attacks, you can do a backdash and then a parry. And then overhead attacks is just a regular parry. You got several lightning attacks. You have this crazy like wave attack. That is near an instant kill. So that's an overhead attack, so it's an instant parry. This is a laser beam. You can't do anything else. Got 5 more parries. And then that'll be time. So if you push him to the corner, like this, it makes it easier to do parries because he'll do more in the corner. But he's not doing any right now. Right. Wow, you are really not giving me anything today. Why are you doing this? He's not playing around. Okay. Please. Parrying is so much quicker. He has almost 2,000 HP. Oh, and sometimes when you get hit by a boss, oh my goodness! Wow. If you get hit by that attack, he gains one. Grit, and I don't know why the game is like that. So now I have to do an extra parry just to make that up. Was it 1 grit, or maybe it's a little more? Oh crap! So that's an instant kill. So just hit him with a powerful attack, and you'll be fine. One more parry, and then it'll be time. Oh no! Come on, one more. Please don't kill me. I don't want to redo this fight. Time. Whew. That was rough. And then he gets stopped in the man parts, and he dies. So what you do get to see here, though, is he gets knocked out of a window and falls from the top of the megastructure of the Golden Tower, and he gets sent directly into the megastructure's void. And that's the end of Salem. And you pretty much walk out with Shinji, and we're not going to go through it because it's not part of the speed run. You end up taking her back to the Hidden Diner, and then you have a burial site where everyone pretty much says their prayers and gives their condolences, and then Cherry ends up finding out the reason she needs to return the red seeds, because the red seed is actually killing her, and Shinji was going to die anyway, and then you want to return the red seed so that way you can save the megastructure, and that leads into a hint that there's going to be DLC coming forward in the future. So I hope you enjoyed that. That is the speed run for Cookie Cutter.
All right, thank you very much. That was really entertaining. I really like the art style in this game.
What was the time? Like 1:15?
1:11:36 is what I'm saying on our end.
That's not bad. My PB is 1:04:36, I think. So that's a really good
there
time.
You go. But yeah, thanks a lot for this. Is there anything else that you wanted to plug before we move on?
I appreciate you guys again having me for the 3rd time. You can follow me on Twitch or YouTube at Eternal Red Gamer. And I would love to do some more runs in the future. So thanks again for having me. I hope people get to play this game because it is an amazing, fun time.
All right. Well, thank you very much. All right, everybody, stick around. We will be back soon with Selkuth Mine doing Dicey Dungeons.
I really don't know, man.
All right. Thanks a lot. Sorry about my technical issues partway through there, but
no worries. I could hear it, and I was like, "Oh no, it's cutting out. Is my internet going down again?"
No. Unfortunately, it I don't know. There's something wrong with Discord. It seems like if I push to talk for too long, then it just crashes out for some reason.
Weird.
So now I've went to like just voice activation, and then made sure to toggle, like I've got a hotkey to toggle the mute in Discord itself. That seems to be okay now. It's just a bit more work.
Okay.
But
Well, that was
all
great.
right.
I appreciate it. It was a good morning run. Hopefully it kicks off some great runs today.
Yeah, hopefully. But thank you very much. Always enjoyed your participation, and I will go and handle the other group now. So thank you very much, and have yourself a great day. And hopefully you stick around and watch the rest of this.
Oh, yes. I will definitely catch some more runs. Thank you very much.
No, fantastic. Take care.
You too. Bye. What's up, Matt? What's good? I know you were watching pretty much the majority of the time. Thank you for that. It feels weird, but cool seeing you on another channel. Yeah, Strizer. Yeah, definitely follow Strizer's run if you guys haven't seen him before. He does do a lot of hosting for the Game Over Cancer events. I think they do it. I know they do it at least once a year. They might do it twice a year. I don't remember, but he does the speed runs himself, and there's a lot of cool stuff on there. I haven't been able to stream for a bit. I've been busy with work. I have the little one. My mom's in town. I'm trying to stream more, but it's